Yo, this has been a crazy 48 hours. As you guys know, Charlie Kirk was shot at Utah while he was giving a speech. It was crazy. We're not gonna show that video here. It was extremely graphic. If you guys got Twitter or anything like that, you can go look it up yourself, bro. And I know I've seen a lot of people sharing both sides of the fence on how they feel about it. I'm not ever gonna tell you how you should feel about Charlie Kirk or how you should feel about your political ways. The only thing that you should always keep in mind, if you do believe in God, is a man did not cause any violence. A man did not raise his hand. A man did not raise a weapon. He shared his opinion. Do we agree with his opinion? Some do, some don't. That's not what this video is for. And if they're doing debates, I would want the right person to go and debate. I'm not a college student, but to harm the person? No, not at all. That to me just, it broke my heart because I love being an American so much. And number one thing is really our freedom of speech. I was just in London not too long ago where people were telling me like, yo, America's dope, bro. Yeah, music, freedom of speech, yeah, music videos out here. We can get arrested for a tweet. This could make it a lot worse. I'm praying it doesn't. Let's just see real quick on the news. When the news broke that he was shot, guys, sub up to the channel. Don't forget we're on that road to 20,000 subscribers.
Vaughn, let me interrupt you, Vaughn, but please stay on the line. Donald Trump has just posted on his social media platform, Truth Social, the following, quote, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, family. Charlie, we love you." Again, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, just posting on his social media platform news that Charlie Kirk, conservative activist, has died in today's shooting. Vaughn, Hilliard, your reaction.
This is not a good moment for us as America, ability to have very difficult discussions. This is somebody who was a father, a husband, somebody who I think that we must note at this moment in time, Nicole, was there today on a college campus, inviting people to take a microphone and debate.
Van Layton said something that was amazing as well. I'm not mad at you on however you feel. Now, do I personally agree with those people cheering?
Position. Reflexively, I just went, God damn, think about that. I thought about if I go out and I talk, or if I go out and I give a talk, or if I go out and I go somewhere and say something, somebody blows my shit off, my mom, I thought about that reflexively. That's a part of my makeup. That's who I am. And I'm not going to apologize for that. And I'm not asking y'all to apologize for how y'all went with it. People who didn't feel that way. I'm not apologizing for that because I can't give that up lest I become my father. And I'm not asking you guys to apologize. I'm telling you right now, I love you. I understand why you feel the way you feel either way. And this society doesn't get to make decisions morally about how you feel about this. It doesn't make you a good person to go at it one way. It doesn't make you a bad person to go after another way. But what I will say is this, is empathy is not something that you should ever turn on or off. Empathy is the building block of human cooperation. It is literally the only thing that we should have to have for one another. It's the only thing. If we don't, we are the animal kingdom. And if we are the animal kingdom, biceps, triceps, and bullets win. That's not the world I want.
We saw videos of the dude cheering like seconds after he was shot. He turned around like, oh!
At that point, I did not see what happened directly. My head was lowered while I listened. When I heard a sharp crack, at first I thought it might have been fireworks or a disruptive prank, so I looked up to the horizon for smoke. When none appeared, I realized it must have been a firearm. My friend reacted in horror, saying Charlie had been struck. His voice and description told me how serious it was. Based on his reaction, I believe Charlie had been gravely injured. I instinctively checked the security team's movement, though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA, not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction that might help calm panic or even save lives. At that moment, no one knew whether this was a lone shooter or something coordinated. My friend was devastated. He admitted he admired Charlie deeply. I only knew Charlie through minimal content, but would never wish to celebrate harm to anyone. Because of my background as a soldier, I was able to stay calm under stress, focus on protecting and comforting my friend. Afterward, I called my wife to let her know I was safe. Once traffic eased, we left.
He looked like he was at a party by himself. Everybody looked at him like, yo, who's this guy? Like, yo, he literally was turned up. They busting shots, and you think this is the time to take this money? Ain't no way you gonna take this from me. Like, this isn't the time, nor is this the place, my brother. He might have more rounds, whoever's shooting. But he thought it was so important to cheer that he risked his own life. But one thing that I really agree with Van Layton is empathy is not something you turn on or turn off. Yeah, I've seen 100 videos of people like, oh, but Charlie Kirk didn't believe in empathy. You said it. Charlie Kirk, I don't care about what he believes. If another person's a good or bad person, it wouldn't change the person I am. Do I believe he should have been killed? Opinion that he has or content that he was creating or messages that he was sharing? No. If we thought that his opinions were stupid, you know what? Let's go send somebody other than a college student to go and debate him. When he's saying he's pulling up to these colleges, all right, cool. We think that he's taking advantage of young kids and everything up there that don't really have enough points, and he's already going ready to sway the conversation one way so he could always be on top. All right, cool. Go send somebody educated, or let's set up an actual debate with a mediator and we let both of them share off their points and humiliate this man in front of everyone on TV. I think that would have been more effective than killing him. You want to know why I don't think killing him was effective? Not that I'm comparing him to any of these people, let's say that. But sometimes when you kill someone that's trying to share a message, good or bad, it makes that message stronger. Jesus Christ was killed. Martin Luther King was killed while trying to give out a message. We all still love Martin Luther King today. Malcolm X was killed. Kennedy was killed. And the list goes on and on and on. I think killing him, if you really hated him, is stupid, because now it puts him to another level that he probably would have never even reached. But again, we're not here to speak on our views on Charlie. You guys can share whatever views you like. That has nothing to do with me. It's a super sensitive subject. I don't even want to speak no more on this. But what we're here to speak about is who shot the sheriff or who shot Kirk. We saw pictures being released of a man walking with glasses and American flag shirt as well. I'm like, oh no. It's still all alleged because, you know, there's already been like 3 people arrested that they let go. We saw that old man. They picked up his pants and pulled him out. And he was like, yo, this man said he shot him. Dragged him out. They let him go.
This is the guy that shot him?
Then we saw another dude that was arrested. Some of the comment section was like, that's not even a real sniper. The dude had a pellet gun on him. Do I know guns that much? No.
I think they just found the guy right outside the carry-on. A rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him. Do you see his gun? That's his rifle.
But he was arrested, and then we see the FBI tweet a couple days later like, yo, he was released. So somebody was arrested today. The evidence does look strong, but we still have to use the word alleged. The craziest part of all, we started seeing a couple videos of the feds talking about if anybody recognizes him to please bring it forward. I was like, somebody's gonna know him. Somebody in Utah? This man is from Utah? He won't be free for another week. That's literally what I just said. I literally just said that. I was like, if this man is from Utah and they released his picture with those sunglasses and that triangle hat, he will be arrested within a week. Bro, it didn't even take that long. It did not even take that long. Before we speak a little bit more on Tyler, who was allegedly the shooter, let's just see some more statements from the eyewitnesses that were there at the scene.
There is some conflicting information on a possible person of interest. The FBI director now says, quote, the subject that was in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. We are waiting for more information and clarification on that. ABC's Raina Roy has a response from Utah's governor.
Conservative activist Charlie Kirk dead at 31 years old after authorities say he was shot while speaking at Utah Valley University this afternoon.
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
Video shows the moments before Kirk was shot. We're pausing it before the gunfire.
Just one shot straight into Charlie Kirk, and I watched a fountain of blood come out of the side of his neck like a water fountain.
Panic and chaos in the crowd as people ran for cover.
Anyone could just walk in. It was probably the worst place in campus because there's so many areas where anyone can just walk in.
Witnesses say Kirk was talking about gun violence when he was shot.
Everyone got down. Everyone was so scared.
Kirk is a massive voice in the conservative movement as the founder and CEO of Turning Point USA, an influential conservative youth organization. He's often sparked heated debates on college campuses across the country. His rhetoric has often been closely aligned with President Trump.
I had a brief conversation with the president over the phone. He sounded...
The FBI are responding, the FBI saying they're closely monitoring the situation and that agents are on the ground there. Politicians on both sides of the aisle denouncing politically motivated violence.
This is what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are.
Multiple senior sources inside the West Wing saying they are in shock and disbelief. Sources also tell ABC News the president has postponed a dinner he had planned for this evening. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And again, the FBI says the person of interest has been released and the manhunt continues for the shooter.
And as we're hearing about this manhunt continuing, the FBI or campus, I'm not exactly too sure on who released this, but the footage was released. And here you can see the shooter jumping off the roof, running down and running away from the school. Bro, when I saw this, I just literally couldn't believe that he got away with that. Because then I'm like, he had time to shoot, break down the weapon, run with it, and allegedly, I believe, if I'm saying this correct, he threw it in like the forest where they found the weapon and was able to get away from campus that fast. Was just crazy to me. He must have really known that neighborhood. That was another reason why I thought he was from Utah. Because I was like, the fact that he knew where to go, where to run, and how to get away so fast, he has to be from around the area or familiar at least with the area. I was also thinking if he wasn't from the area, maybe he was a student at the school. For those that haven't seen it, let's play the footage. See him right there running. Remember the shot? The shot was shot like somewhere this way, where Charlie Kirk was sitting and the stage and everything was somewhere this way. So we see him running across the building and he starts escaping back here. Where is he at? I think he's behind this somewhere. Oh, yeah, you can see his feet. He's running across. He like stopped real quick and he keeps running. And that shit is not short. To jump that high and not get hurt, But yeah, you see him like crawling down and then he starts like lunging himself down to jump down while people are all around. Like, bro, there's somebody right there. Did the shit have a silencer on it? I don't understand that part. And then you see him running out. You see like he jumps down. They showed it a couple times. To me, this was just all crazy because there's people around. It's not like he did it somewhere that, like, they did not hear it because they're still walking so calm. Cars are going by. Remember, he shot 200 yards away. So where Charlie Kirk was sitting was at least roughly 200 yards away. All right, they just keep showing the same video over and over, but you guys get the point. You see him climbing down, jumping down, and then he runs out. And the FBI did say when they were talking, I'll try to include that clip here if I can find the exact moment, that he ran through a neighborhood. And I'm assuming the neighborhood was obviously the neighborhood right outside the campus. You see him going up, like literally running out with, that looks like the firearm to me. And just being able to escape like that is just so crazy. And I think there's no way these people knew, because look how calm everybody's walking and chilling. And the dude just runs off, bro. Just walks right off, like nothing happened. He's walking smooth, calm, cool, and collective. Where's the forest that he goes to?
If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner. We'll go ahead and play that video and I'll narrate as we walk through that. So here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner. He's going to climb off the edge and then drop
maybe
down
doesn't
to the
look
ground.
that
As
high
he
to
did
you
that,
guys.
he
On
left.
video, but
Some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe imprint where we believe the suspect is clearly identified as wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get another view of that.
Now it makes so much sense because I saw so many freaking videos highlighting his shoes. I'm like, yo, why do they keep circling that? The dude allegedly Tyler had on Chuck Taylors in pictures. See why? Because allegedly the shooter wore Chuck Taylors that day.
After he crosses the street, this is where he moves over into the wooded area. This is the we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence.
Okay, so that is what I heard. He jumped off, ran down the road, found the wooded area where he did leave the firearm and continue going. And then today I'm at work and we get an update from the president that I see come off on my phone that the suspect is in custody. I'm not gonna lie to you, as an American, first, again, no political views in this video at all, but just as an American, it made me feel a lot safer. It made me feel a lot safer to see on one, how fast they caught him. Two, being the guy that they caught, that 22-year-old kid from Utah, and his father turning him in, like the whole story. We're going a little bit forward in the future. You guys will see a bit more of how he was caught, but it made me feel a lot better. It made me feel a lot better that his ass was wrapped up super quick. This could have happened again to anyone. It could have happened to anyone, and I would have wanted justice. But here we see President Trump speak about the suspect being in custody.
Essentially went a U.S. Marshal, who was fantastic, by the way, was involved with law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister, and brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic. And the father convinced the son, this is it. And again, I'm always subject to be corrected, but I'm just giving you, based on what I'm hearing, they'll give you a much more active. I just heard about it 5 minutes before I walked in. As I'm walking in, they said they wanted. So you have breaking news, don't you? Huh?
Thank you.
Always have.
Very nice of you. Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah, can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him. In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there.
And that's the video where you see him jumping down the roof. There's also another angle, the day that everything happened, where we were like, yo, why is everybody talking about all the evidence, but they're not talking about that shadow in the back that you see running across? If I find that video online, I'll definitely include it here. Also, the military man standing next to him, giving like touching their hat, scratching their nose. One threw up the slap. It was crazy. It was crazy. I seen so many conspiracy theories on the internet, I didn't even know what to believe. I didn't know what to believe or what was a leak.
And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. You know, it's amazing actually when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But yeah, I think we're in great shape.
Mr. President,
he's in custody.
Your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on?
Job.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. Yeah, I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened. But essentially, somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him in. You know, they said, whoa, it's interesting. We had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is somebody, and this happens a lot. It happened with the crazy Boston bomber. It happened with others. Somebody that's close recognizes even a little tilt of the head, which nobody else would do. And somebody that was very close to him said, that's him.
And allegedly that person that was really close to him that said, that's him, was his father. Father was a retired veteran, I believe. I read online. Again, like Donald T said, I'm in the subject to be corrected. A lot of this information is coming out super quick, and there's a lot of stuff we're reading online and trying to verify as we go. But I did read online that the father was a 27-year veteran, retired from like a sheriff's department over in Utah. And he did go to the father, and I believe he confessed that he did this. Father was already suspicious from seeing those pictures that were released, which the pictures were already, again, like I said, if he's from Utah, somebody's gonna know who he was. I already knew it. And I've never even been to Utah, but what I imagine in my head is like Utah's like a small, close city that everybody knows everybody. Maybe I'm wrong. Utah's a huge place. I'm talking about around that campus area. The dude left on feet. I was like, if he's from around there, they're gonna definitely know who he was.
This bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here.
And essentially went to the father, a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic, by the way. And the person was involved with...
He also just said, I'm not going to say who it is. They're going to announce it today. As soon as we click play, he went to the father.
Law enforcement, but was a person of faith, a minister. And brought him to a U.S. Marshal who was fantastic.
Found the clip right now that I was looking for. They actually had it on here. You can see someone laying right there, right? You can see someone laying right there. Now watch.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. Somebody on the roof right there?
Yo, my fault for pausing this again. But if I would have saw this, what I personally would have thought would have been that it was law enforcement there to protect Charlie Kirk. So if I would have saw this, you're probably like, yo, why didn't somebody call the 12? If I personally would have saw that, the first thing that would have came to mind was, oh, he's there to protect Charlie Kirk. He's probably working with the law enforcement. You know, a lot of people knew he was coming here. And it's just to protect the crowd. That's what I would have thought, for sure, for sure.
Getting right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think that. Somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from, over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there.
There's the video that I was seeing all over online. You see the dude stand up. It's gonna be, again, like he was saying, a small ant. All the videos we were seeing at first was kind of hard to identify. There's no way in the world you can identify. I feel like the Chupacabra. I feel like the Jeepers Creepers on the roof, on how homie moves. Because everybody's trying to find where the shots came from and where was the shoot. And watch that shit. It just runs off. Yo, you literally see that. I thought that shit was a chimney the first time I saw it, or like something releasing fumes or heat or something from the building, but no, you start seeing it running across the building. Look, keep your eye on it.
Hey, Pat and Larry.
And we already saw the other angle of where he ran off to. He runs to the back of the building, jumps off, runs to the forest. The weapon, and then they find the weapon in the forest, right? Or in a wooded area, rather say. I don't know if it was a forest. And then we see a lot more information released exactly on who he is. We start seeing mug shots. Oh my Lord. This is the picture right here that I was saying. There was like 3 of these that you can see. It was like a little video of him going up the stairs. And look how they keep circling the chucks. This is why I was telling you, like, the hell does the chucks got to do with anything? I ain't even peeped that. That's why you know I'm not a detective. Because I saw this picture and I literally looked, pause, waist up. I'm looking at the shirt. I'm looking at the hat. I'm trying to see if he has any scars or tattoos that you can see, and I didn't think of the kid. I didn't even think of the kid. The thing about our culture is, bro, we have so many sneakers that if you try to catch me over a pay, I'm gone. I'm gone like the wind. By the time I wear these sneakers again, it's gonna be a whole new season. We wearing different kicks every single day, but I gotta remember, this culture right here, the Utah, this dude that looks like this right here, probably got 2 pairs to 3 at most of sneakers, and this is just me being judgmental. He could be a sneakerhead, I don't know, but I'm just saying what I'm personally thinking of why that should be used as evidence. Him jumping off the roof, seeing Chuck Taylors, they keep showing us. Also, does he have the triangle, the same hat on? Does he have the same hat on? This is crazy. This nigga left clues like cookie crumbs. They show a video here of when he got a scholarship. They said the caption to this one is from scholarship to sniper. Crazy. We'll go a bit more and show a little bit more videos of when the actual FBI talks about the engravings that were on the bullets. Bro, this dude was like a comedian. He was like a Riddler, because you're gonna see what he engraved on the bullets. I was like, nah, this dude ain't normal. This isn't normal. He's literally like the Riddler.
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University.
Presidential Scholarship. I gotta bring that back to the beginning. I haven't seen this video yet. Hold on. That shit hit me like a ton of, oh, I almost said a ton of D's, but hold on. Right now, man, we gotta be careful what we say. This shit was, yo, the presidential scholarship. Hold on. Somebody gotta put me on. I didn't get a scholarship. I had to pay for college. I'm still paying for college. Did that shit come from the president, or am I just dumb right now and that came from like the president of the college or something?
Congratulations. You have been selected to receive the Resident Presidential Scholarship from Utah State University. The value of this scholarship is approximately $32,000. This scholarship is available for 4 years.
Father right there, allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly until everything's confirmed, but they're saying that that is the father right there that was a sheriff and turned him in.
Or 8 semesters.
Member Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watch.
If anybody I ever know did a crime, don't call me to go get, don't put me as an accomplice to this shit. Yo, go pick up the rifle I dropped in the bushes. Oh, I got you. Where you at right now? Yeah, I'm hiding out at my girl's crib, man. Just go pick that up and drop it off. I got you. I mean, I got us. Nigga, as soon as we hang up, 911, what's your emergency? Some crazy man just called me. I know who he is. I know where he's at. I know what he's wearing. You know the pictures that I put out? Yes, I know exactly who that is. Don't call me. Don't call me. I would have snitched so fast, I would have thought I was part of YSL.
And a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well at...
Once again, I got a question. Where's the joke? Didn't he say his boy... Well, I'm sorry, I gotta bring that back. Didn't he say that homie said that he was saying jokes on a Discord? Nigga, this just sound like a confession. Where's the joke?
Icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there has been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber.
This is what I was trying to show you guys when I was highlighting the other side of the screen. This is where Charlie was. This is where we originally see him running back, and then he runs, when the video starts, when we start watching it, he runs across, then comes back forward and jumps off over here, and then you can see the road there. He crosses over. And note, and good thing to know is that his boy never went and recovered the weapon because the 12 found it. Don't put yourself in that shit.
Rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation." The 3 unfired casings on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point."
Nah, I gotta include the longer video because that didn't even show what all the casings was. Yo, the last casing was like, yo, if you reading this, you yo. I would have been reading that casing like, yo, he said this on this one. All right, cool. He fired that one. What'd he say on the second one? He said, word. What'd he say on the third one? If you're reading this, you are yo. And I'm like, oh, this nigga's a comedian. He think he's the Riddler. He think he's the Riddler to this political game. This is crazy. Also, I'm not trying to lighten the room, but my brother, why would you go steal hats and start throwing it to the fans? You gotta make us look bad. You gotta make us look bad because we already walking on eggshells in that kind of topic with Charlie Kirk and all his niggas out there. We already walking kind of crazy. Now you gonna be the one to go out there, not only step on a crime scene, man just bleeded out the side of his neck like a water fountain. He's like, yo, my bad, excuse me, yo, who want a hat? Who want a hat? Niggas start throwing merch, and I thought about myself like, damn, brother, it's a cultural thing. Why do we love merch so much? This channel started off my obsession with merch. My ass talking all that shit, but I would have been on the other side of the fence like, yo, chill, throw me a hat. Yo, throw me a hat. I'm telling you, crazy to see.
Hey, yo, grab me a hat. Let's go up, guys, come on. Let's go up, guys. I don't know, let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing?
A lot more will be released. I'm sure by the time I finish editing this video, a lot more is going to be released. This shit is going off like fireworks today, bro. So much information is being released. This is insane. We see Candace Owens share her opinion on how she felt about this. Also, guys, keep in mind, Candace Owens was very close to Charlie Kirk. We've seen different videos like them two turning up together to Power by Kanye West. We're gonna have to probably turn off the audio on that due to copyright, but you can see that they did share a relationship, and here she speaks a bit more. I also saw a tweet come off from her saying, who put the hit? Charlie, she don't think this shit was random or this 22-year-old kid. All right, we didn't even go into that. Dude that was arrested, Tyler, he looks 48. In his mugshot, he's only 22 years old. I saw him like, damn, this middle-aged man couldn't even, how this could have came back to bite him in the ass. And then I see his age, I'm like, what the, he's 22? Oh, nah, I'm telling you, these boys be aging crazy. Because I don't even mean to say nothing about Charlie Kirk right now. When I saw Charlie Kirk's age, bro, I had to go look in the mirror like, hold on, chill. Have I been living life like Shallow Hal? Nah, cause this is crazy. The shooter's 22, he looked 47. Charlie, I thought he was smooth, like a smooth. I'm like, oh, he looked mad young for his age, bro. They killed him. He looked so young for his age, bro. He don't look a day over 46. 46, he was born in 93. The man was 31. Oh, no. Oh, no. But yeah, we see Candace talking about, nah, she don't believe all this. She thinks somebody put a hit on him, which I'm seeing a lot of people sharing that information. I'm seeing a lot of people sharing that same feeling online. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about that statement? You think it was just a dude that wanted to go send out a message and wrote things on casings and shot at him because he didn't like Charlie's messages and just thought that he was pushing hate out towards the world? Or is it a bit deeper than that?
Relationship was real. We were brother and sister. You know, we were fortified. Our relationship was forged in fire, the fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie. And Charlie knew the real Candace. In the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it, I know it. He was going through a lot, and there was a lot of pressure. And it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake. Feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. He was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his family, he loved his wife, he loved his country, and he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that George, I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there is no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and, you know, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
Oh, she gave me, bro, literally the goosebumps in my arm. God damn, I be feeling bad. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, that's good. Chick Candace Owens is crying. Nah, brother. There's no one in this world. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no one in this world that has shared an opinion. Now, if you do violence or terror or crazy things like that or harm people physically, everybody keeps saying, yo, words can be harmful too. Nah, it's cool, so harm him back, nigga. Debate back, pick up the microphone and diss him back. It's like a battle rap. You talking, give me the mic. You said what, 55% of crimes done in America is from black people? Lies. I think over 50% was from white people. We could have proved that was actually from a government site. I think African Americans are only like 40% of crimes done in the United States. It's a lot of things that I would have proved him wrong statistically. Violently, never. It scares me. It scares me because I share my opinion every single day. You don't agree with me and you hate me that much because you don't agree with me and you can't prove me wrong. Because if you could prove somebody wrong, it's simple. You're not gonna take violence. Oh, this guy's an idiot. Look, this and this and this is why you're wrong. But the fact that you weren't prepared enough to prove him wrong, or he's going against college kids and you're just at home watching these videos like, these idiots, they can't debate him well enough. You know what you should have did? Was see where he's going next and not pull up with a weapon. But the weapon that you should have pulled up with should have been a microphone. Bro, as you guys know, Casanat is currently doing Mafia Town 3. And the fact that this even crossed over to him, crazy.
That's the guy with like the crazy ass takes, right? Or some shit. He be saying some crazy. He be saying some crazy shit, right? Holy shit! What the? Don't watch, okay, man. He got assassinated. Alright, chat.
Hold on. Whoa. We're not gonna play that shit on this channel. But even Casanat feels the same way as me. Bro, I only knew Charlie from seeing videos that when he randomly popped on my algorithm, if ever, I'm not really looking at things like this, so he really never popped on my algorithm. But when he did, I'm like, this nigga's a nut. Or sometimes he said shit that I'll be like, all right, word, kind of makes sense. I'm not saying I agreed with him every time, I'm not saying I disagreed with him every single time. But even Kai wasn't there like, oh, it's lit, somebody roll up. Where's my rolling tray? We smoking on his pack tonight. No, because then when somebody from their side does something against our people, guess what? They're gonna be laughing. They're gonna be smoking a pack. And guess what happened? That's when a civil war can create, because then we're like, oh, word, you gonna do that to our dude? I bet we going back at ya. Go back at them. Guess what? You think they're gonna stay like that? They're gonna come back at us, and that's an evil cycle that will continue forever. One of the most inspiring people that I've ever heard speak before, Brother Martin Luther King, has shared so many great quotes, but my favorite one ever speaks about hate. Like, combating hate with hate is just, you're never gonna win that. You can look at hate like, I know I'm chopping this up, but he basically refers to hate like the darkness. And the only thing that can get us out of darkness is not combating that with more darkness. It's the light. Trump's most vocal MAGA youth, did you know? Yeah, Charlie's last words was, they were talking about mass shootings, and he was like, counting or not counting gang violence. Boom! Oh no. When I hear dudes like Myron, Andrew Tate, even throw Charlie Kirk in there, I don't let it ruin my day, bro. If I don't agree with it or if I don't even like the messaging, guess what I do? I swipe. I've never thought, you know what would be great? If this man lost his life. Never. That shit don't even go through my mind. I swear to God. Will be going through my mind more than anything. Like, oh, I wish I could slap fire out of him. Oh, I wish I could roast him. Oh, I wish I could have been up there and debated him myself. Death? Never, brother. Never. Because being an American comes first, always. Before my political views, for who I like and don't like, being an American to me always comes first. And that number one thing over even bearing arms is freedom of speech. That's why I love this country so much. That's literally why.
And you do what he did for a living, all bets are off. But the murder of him is the thing that I refuse to celebrate, nor do I want to condone. Political violence is always an issue. It's always a problem. And we don't want to create a society or normalize a society, because we already created one, where you can be killed for what you believe or what you think, even though I think what he believed was deplorable, even though I think he's a piece of shit, even though it's like the Hulk Hogan thing. I think it's totally okay to be like, Charlie Kirk wasn't shit. Charlie Kirk personally put me on the professor's watch list. He named me as one of America's most dangerous professors.
Really? So because there's something circulating right now with a young black female professor saying that she was on this watch list.
Yeah, Brittany Cooper I think said that, who's a dear friend of mine.
So you also were on this?
Yeah, I'm on that list.
This is a real thing?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a website.
What is the professor's watch list?
The idea is to take, it's mostly black and brown people, but to take professors who they say have dangerous ideas and who shouldn't be trusted. It encourages universities to fire us. It encourages other people not to bring us in to speak. And frankly, it encourages harassment. It encourages doxing.
Wow. Was he on this list?
And no, he's not a professor.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to be a professor.
Yeah, and it's his list. He created the list.
Oh.
Yeah. So he basically said, I'm going to warn you all.
Anyone combating views and theories.
Right. Okay. He took the mantle from like David Horowitz, who used.
Yo, one thing I'm gonna say, don't really like much stuff that Myron says. I used to like it when it first came up and there would be videos that went viral. I wouldn't even say I like it. I would tune in. Like when Asian Doll crashed out, shit like that, it would come across my timeline. I'm like, ooh, let me watch it. Me sitting down watching Myron spitting game, never. But again, I would never want no harm to Myron. Never, never, never. I hope he continues to strive, continues to entertain those that love his content. Me, I'm just gonna keep swiping away and I'm not watching. But one thing is, when this shit happened, I thought about people beefing with Myron outside of colleges or just posted up in New York City. I was like, oh, he's definitely not doing this again. I swear to, yo, both hands in the sky right now. When my mind settled in of what happened, the first person I thought about was Myron. I swear. I was like, oh, nah, he's definitely not doing these college debates anymore. But in our surprise, Myron says he's not stopping. He shares that in this clip.
I'm not quitting the college debates. Okay, let me give you guys a very let me be honest about this shit. Obviously, Asheville, we probably won't be able to do it. Right, tomorrow. Because we would need to do, the extra security, all this shit. Literally, my flight was supposed to be at 6 o'clock. So we're not going to do it. But we're going to reschedule it. We're not giving up. And like I told y'all before, we're going to keep the legacy alive forward. Every time we do a debate table at a college campus or on the streets of Miami, we're going to make sure that we give Charlie a shout out. And yeah, man, I think that's the least we can do. It takes 2 seconds to acknowledge someone that kind of paved the road with this type of content. Because it's not easy content to do, bro. There's a reason why so few people do it. We're not going to let these crazy radical leftists get the last laugh. We're going to continue to have these tough discussions on Get Our Country Back. I'm going to try to do it October 14th. It's Charlie Kirk's birthday.
Hey, brothers, my birthday the next day.
We're gonna do it in honor of him. We're gonna dedicate that show to him. And they can't stop us, bro. And they won't stop us. When they gotta assassinate you, that's how you know that you're winning. They can no longer debate. They can no longer have a discussion, which is what Charlie stood for. Talking to people and having discussions and having debates on tough topics that other people are too scared to talk about. So we're not gonna run, we're not gonna hide. Red pill them on the evils of degeneracy, alcohol, drug use, egalitarianism. In my case, we're going to keep waking people up. We're going to try to get out there on the 14th and dedicate that show to Charlie. So we're not backing off. And we got to keep the fight going and, continue to carry the torch.
And that's what I was saying from the beginning. Assassinating someone is going to just make the public perception like they couldn't out-debate him. They couldn't prove him wrong, so they went and killed him. It seemed like what he was saying had to get somebody that mad that they couldn't, I can't prove this man wrong. It's like when you roasted somebody going back and forth and the person gets tight and they start crying and they want to throw hands. We both started off with jokes. We both started off laughing. My jokes might have been funnier than yours. Since you can't roast back and now I got the crowd's attention, you want to physically assault. That's how I looked at this. I'm telling you, I'm a retired roaster. I used to do that shit professionally before I used to talk on YouTube. I used to wake up every single day and stretch like, all right, you got to at least get 4 in, bro. You got to get last week, you got to be last week's number. That's how serious I used to take roasting and just saying jokes every single day. Not knowing that could have really put me on a t-shirt. I was out there selling t-shirts. They could have put me on one for thinking I was part of Def Comedy Jam. And Myron's really loves the cult because he said, we not stopping. We not backing off. That's how you know I'm fake as hell. I'm going to tell you guys up front myself. A dude gets shot for unboxing Supreme. Guess what? We never unboxing another Supreme shirt on this channel. I'll tell you that right now. Ever. There's not one topic in the world, bro. I don't care about politics that much. There's a lot of things I really don't care about. And it's funny because I'm seeing the times today on how everybody took a shit. 4 years ago, bro, people cared. As soon as the election was done, even when Trump won the last term, okay, yeah, he won, everybody got over it, and they went and voted again and got Joe Biden. Bro, this shit has been almost a year. November's gonna make it a year since election day, right? And everybody's tweaking more and more as time goes on. We about to move to London. I low-key London. I gotta take my girl out there, so hopefully she likes it. And we out over there with the mandem. Like, we out there with the mandem. For them to take you out, they gotta get in close range, because them niggas is still dueling with swords. Brother Tate shares a little bit on what he believes this will cause in America to future politicians, and how like youth is getting into politics now, and how this will affect everyone.
One of them says it's not only Charlie, there's a list, they're coming for the rest of us. What do you mean by that?
We no longer live in any kind of civilized political discourse. The left and the right are not arguing about interest rates or economic policy, different worldview. These people lack spirits and souls, and they believe that anybody who disagrees with them or says a word counter to their narrative deserves a bullet in the neck. This is no longer political discourse. This is a divide much larger than most divides, caused endless wars across the planet. And Charlie Kirk was killed for being the good guy, for being the nice guy. He hasn't been nearly as inflammatory as I have with many subjects. And they believe we deserve death, and they celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk in a disgusting, inhumane manner. Let's not forget, because it's easy to forget, attempts. Not only did they try to kill Trump, but we forget it because they were unsuccessful. They tried to kill Nick Fuentes. We forget it because they were unsuccessful. Did you even know they tried to kill me? Type Andrew Tate knife attack. Last month, somebody put on a high-vis vest pretending to be a builder, access to my house with a blade. When he was identified, started slashing randomly because he couldn't kill me. So I'm on a death list also. And the media is spinning and hyper-radicalizing low IQ people, attacking anybody who has a worldview that's different to theirs. The media is absolutely, completely complicit. And I would argue that very few people on the planet had larger voices for the masculine youth than Charlie Kirk. If you want to say some names which are possibly up there, it's myself and Nick, and we've already had attempts on our life. It's no longer a political divide. This is no longer about policy. This is about good and evil. This is about right and wrong. This is a war. This is almost an unfixable problem. People are laughing and celebrating a father dying in front of his children because he disagreed with their worldview, especially when their worldview is wrong. Let's analyze as professionals. If you're going to sit and tell the world that men can be women because they put on a wig, and they believe you deserve a bullet in the neck the second you disagree with them, they are fighting objective reality. You can't agree or disagree with these.
But one thing that I could agree with, and I'm more than happy to say, is that I agree with Tate. If you don't stand with the side that's the popular opinion, if you don't stand with the side that everyone is saying is right, you're gonna get two things. You're either gonna get canceled from the culture, and you're gonna get canceled from social media, or you're gonna get canceled from this world, as we saw Charlie Kirk. There's only two outcomes to that. You either stand with us, or we're gonna look at you like you're standing against us. The first rate, let's try to cancel them. When the cancel doesn't work, what's gonna stop them from firing shots? When I saw Charlie Kirk get hit, the first thing I thought about was somebody protect Ye. That's why Ye went to Japan. I'm like, oh shit, it all makes sense. This is why Ye is in Japan. Crazy, my brothers. Crazy to see. I miss the times where we'll be arguing about house rates and presidents will be like, yeah, if you elect me, I'll make sure that you guys get mortgage rates at 3%. Oh, no, he's lying. If you elect me, I'll make sure you get houses at 4%, but HOA will go away. You're like, damn, what side benefits me more? No, today, the economy's at the back burner. That's the last thing people are arguing about today. You guys have social media. I don't really got to stand up here and say what the world is arguing about today. Not even the world, what the United States is arguing about today within our fellow citizens. It isn't about gas prices anymore. Let's say that. Real quick, I did show Tate, I showed Candace, so I wanted to show some people that weren't considered left or right and they're just regular American citizens. What happened to us just being American, bro? What happened to us just voting, but at the end of the day, we all can agree that we're all American? That's not the United States that we live in today. And Rampage Jackson looks hurt himself, bro. Like, this is disgusting.
What? He died? Oh, he died, chat. Charlie Kirk died. That's sad. For having an opinion about things. Like, the guy went to colleges and was having opinions. Sick world we live in. They gotta kill them. That's the true animal.
It's a sick world that we live in. And again, that's all that I can agree with. Killing someone for having an opinion that you don't agree with. Even if you think it's the most evilest opinion in the world, you know what's more evil than that? Taking someone's life. Because you're not God. You shouldn't be judging on earth on who decides to live and who goes because of their statements they've made. I've seen a lot of these content creators putting their head down, even if they're a Republican, if they're Democrat, it's bigger than this. We're American at the end of the day. Is what I keep trying to remind. This is why I keep saying this over and over. It's not what side I stand on. It's not who I think was right. I think humanity is what needs to be right at the end of the day. Politics stuff is getting a little bit out of hand. I just want to show you guys this last celebrity clip of reaction because all these are hitting me because everyone's saying the same thing. We're seeing normies all over the internet laughing, dancing. He deserved it. We're seeing both sides. The politicianal views do not matter, but if you're left or you're right, we're seeing them both reacting the same when they're behind content like, yo, wait, hold on. He got killed for his opinion? He got killed at a college? Like, what's going on? No one's saying, oh, he deserved that because he voted for Trump. I haven't heard that once. I haven't heard that once. And to think anyone deserves anything because who they voted for or statements that they shared is just absurd to me. Because in America, we're supposed to have freedom to vote, right? So now if I don't vote the same thing as you, I'm a disgusting person. Let me unfollow him on social media. Oh, I hate him. It's this, yo, I'm telling you, the world is so soft today, bro. It irritates me. It literally gets me, like, it grinds my gears. Shout out to Peter Griff.
This just happened. We just found out that Charlie Kirk got shot.
Awful.
And is he dead?
That's what was just
one of the guys out there just said it was confirmed that he's dead.
In the lobby was just.
I've been looking. I haven't seen anything that said confirmed.
Whoa.
Murder for having a different opinion from somebody else.
Yeah.
Different ideology from somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Beliefs that didn't align.
Did it or,
yeah. I'm sorry. Dead? Rest in peace. Jesus, 27 years old, maybe 30.
Do they even have a suspect?
I don't know. Literally trying to track it all on Twitter, and it's all.
Fuck, nobody deserves it. He doesn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that.
So, were you saying that MSNBC had a crazy take on it? What was their take?
I'm literally just reading Twitter, so I didn't see the video. I just saw people talking about tweets of it. I'll pull it up.
I think it was MSNBC. I don't want to put this on them. It's all alleged. I'm just thinking right now, but I believe it was one of those newscasts.
Because, as we were just talking about a moment ago with Alan, after one of the Doge employees was allegedly attacked in Washington, D.C., that's what Donald Trump used as justification to send in federal troops into Washington, D.C. to get things under control. The carjacking situation, he used that. And I know it's hard to predict the future, Mark, but you can imagine the administration using this as a justification for something.
I must admit, I'm at a loss to guess as to what happens next. But
what you mean by that? What you mean by that?
Tweet or a video?
I'm doing the show while I'm trying to figure.
Right. No, I understand.
I think they were live on the air and people clipped what they were talking about. It's not a tweet. It's not on their Twitter account or anything.
So it's someone's hot take.
Live in the moment.
Yeah, that's a crazy take. Crazy take is, what was the take, that they deserved it?
That's why I didn't want to pair.
Right.
We also saw TMZ under fire for similar things. Harvey's up there like, wait, what's going on? You hear everybody cheering, it's lit. It's not like New Year's when the ball dropped at TMZ, bro. They on the fire for that. A lot of people are super tight about that.
Possibly in the next 20 minutes. The news conference is scheduled for 3 o'clock in Utah time, which is 2 o'clock Pacific. 5 o'clock Eastern. Janet, go to, have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger when you get Trump cut in a second?
What did Trump say?
Yeah, who sent it?
So what did Trump say? Yeah. We were live streaming all day during this tragedy when something happened in our office. As we were reporting the assassination of Charlie Kirk, there were some people in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase. And they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if they did.
And that being said, we acknowledge that it was horrible timing. And for that, we are sorry.
We apologize. We apologize that you had to hear that.
And I get why, if you're watching the stream, you may have felt that that's what the laughter was about. We assure you, it was not about that, but it was horrible timing. And
by the way, I get it too, and he gets it, because we listened as we were talking.
You can go back and look on the stream. I actually walked off camera to go back and find out what the hell was going on, because it was inappropriate for the laughter at that time. But no one was laughing about the Charlie Kirk tragedy.
Nevertheless, we apologize.
Everyone has been waiting to hear. We are following breaking news. This is the mugshot of the 22-year-old man who authorities say killed conservative influencer Charlie Kirk. Tyler Robinson is his name, and he was arrested overnight, roughly 3 hours south of where he allegedly fired that shot that killed Kirk in front of thousands of people as he was speaking at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah as part of a college tour.
There's actually photos of last seconds before he passed away.
Family member said that he openly spoke about Charlie Kirk. He openly spoke about not liking Charlie Kirk and his views. In fact, at a dinner recently before September 10th, when this shooting happened, he had mentioned that Charlie Kirk was going to be at Utah Valley University on his campus tour. Now, these are pictures that law enforcement put out yesterday in hopes that someone would realize who killed Charlie Kirk, and that tactic appears to have worked because Robinson's family looked at these images and they realized that Tyler Robinson was potentially the person who did this. And according to the FBI, Tyler's family confronted him then with the help of a friend and asked whether he was the person who did this. And after that, with the help of a friend, President Trump said it was a minister, they took Tyler Robinson to the police station in Washington County, Utah, so he could face charges for the murder of Charlie Kirk. Now, here is what Utah Governor Spencer Cox said about...
And reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September.
And we hear his family confirm that he did own a gray Dodge Challenger.
Shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing. Those surveillance images.
Still wearing similar drip.
Was full of hate. Family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger.
So here's the video that was released last night that allegedly shows Robinson escaping after the shooting. A huge question was, how could he get away, and how could he get hours away after doing this? Remember, police say that he fired the shot that killed Charlie Kirk from the top of a building on campus. He was about 200 yards away, fired a single
Also, how the hell did he get up there?
Shot with a high-powered bolt-action rifle, and that rifle had a scope. Robinson then jumped from that building. He ran into a wooded area, and he left that rifle behind, which the Washington County, Utah. Now, another key piece of evidence is the digital footprint that Robinson appears to have left behind, because Governor Cox also said that Robinson talked online on the platform Discord about picking up a bolt-action rifle with a scope with other users. Now, Cox does believe that Robinson acted alone, and no more arrests are expected at this time. We did notice in the social media pictures that we have found for Robinson that he appears to be wearing the same Converse shoes that the FBI talked about when they released pictures to the public. This alleged attack was politically motivated, but it's not just because of who Charlie Kirk was, this major voice for young conservatives in this country who would draw major crowds, thousands of people to hear him speak and debate others, but politically motivated because of what was inscribed on the bullets that were found inside the
drive road where the suspect crossed over. You saw some of that in the video. Investigators just model 9830. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved. Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, just exclamation point, catch, exclamation point. Up arrow symbol, right arrow and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, chow, Bella chow, chow, chow. And a third unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay, LMAO.
It is important to note that the death penalty is legal in Utah. It's also legal in the federal government, and Governor Cox has said this will Robinson, now the accused killer of conservative influencer.
A member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video, plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing. Those surveillance images. Interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. Family member also stated Kirk was full of hate.
This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed.
Investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking who are running, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky.
I don't want to play too much of this. I want you guys to go check out the Law and Crime on this case. Not only that, before we get out of here, they're live right now. Like, there's people live right now. That's how breaking news this is. I was just getting alerts early. Like, yeah, look, right now. Outside the home of the suspect in the Charlie, oh, what, bro? They're outside homie's house, live. On Associated Press, you can literally go and post up outside the shooter's crib. They've been live for a minute outside. It should say, what, 3 hours? Started 4 hours ago?
You're working hard.
That's the, I'm assuming that's the gray Challenger right there. That's right there, right there. You can see his vehicle, so I'm assuming that's the house right there. Probably went inside to search and see if they could find any evidence. FBI is all around the house, okay. Yo, imagine being the neighbor to this guy. Like, imagine living next door. Like, I always told you that nigga was weird. That's the first thing that would have came to my mind. He got that weird look in his face. Like, I could tell you weird. Some nigga I wouldn't have ever chilled with in that neighborhood. But yes, this was just to show you shit is live right now. So more information will continue to pour out. Guys, let me know your thoughts about all this down below.
Heavy.
Yeah. Now.
Being taken off of Air Force 2 right now. It's on a lift. It's in a wood casket. And looks
lifted
like
by a number, like it looks like at least 6 or so people there.
it's like Air Force person. It's the Air Force Honor Guard is what we're hearing, and it looks like there may even be like a Marine in the back, or maybe it is all Air Force.
Right. And that was that apparatus that we had seen earlier. The big apparatus to move in to butt up to Air Force 2 in order to get that casket out.
Now and for all eternity, he will stand at his Savior's side, wearing the glorious crown of a martyr. Charlie loved life. He loved his life. He loved America. He loved nature, which helped him always bring him closer to God. He loved the Chicago Cubs. And my goodness, did he love the Oregon Ducks. Want me to say go Ducks, so I have to since they play on Saturday. So go Ducks. But most of all, Charlie loved his children. And he loved me with all of his heart. And I knew that. Every day I knew that. He made sure I knew that every day. Every day he would ask me, how can I serve you better? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better father? Every day. Every day. Such a good man.
Blessed. I have the best wife in the world. We have an amazing life. Building a family is the coolest thing ever. And my prayer for all of you is that you one day can do that. That's so cute. It's honestly the most joyful thing. And I've had some pretty amazing experiences. I've been very, very blessed. Very lucky, you could say, but very blessed is the word I would use. And the greatest joy I've ever had is coming home to my little daughter running up to my leg. There's nothing that even comes close to it. Not flying on Air Force One, not meeting with presidents. That pales in comparison to your little girl coming up and squeezing your leg.
This is sad. This is sad for the country. Not really look bigger than Charlie Kirk. Again, you might have not liked him. You think he was pushing hate, whatever you think, it's fine. But look bigger than Charlie Kirk. Think of an American sharing his opinion and being killed. Right or wrong. Right or wrong. Because to someone he was right. To you he might have been wrong. To someone he was right. Vice versa. Think about it. How many people you look up to that you think is right and there's a lot of people out there that are like, nah, he's spilling hate, or nah, he's wrong. There's a lot of people that some follow and some don't. But to see people losing their life over an opinion or a movement is very scary for the future of America. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sub to the channel, guys. We're on that road to 20,000 subscribers. Let me know your thoughts down below on this topic.